of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Ticket Weeknights, a little bit different version. We got me and Jackson here. Going to go solo. Well, I should say solo. We're going to go duo here for this hour at least. We got no Kendall and Near night, as she informed me. She's got track covering that in the local area. But no worries. Plenty of things to talk about in the sports world. I got Jackson, new perspective, to join me on it. You guys can join in 402-464-5685. Facebook, YouTube, X, Owl Channel 961. And I recommend the Ticket app. But if you're listening to us, that means you've most likely already found it. Jackson, how's it going on a little bit gloomy? Another gloomy day here in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Pretty good. I think it being gloomy makes me a little bit more tired. Like, I don't know.
Oh, it definitely has that effect.
Like just the like even right now, I'm like, it's dark. I want to go to sleep, but all good though. It's been a fun day.
And then where we last left off, and I think we'll start here just because I never got your opinion. What's your NFL team?
Cowboys.
How do you think they did in the draft?
I actually loved it. Like taking a step back. Like at first, like on draft night when we were in here, when we drafted Tyler Booker, I was kind of like, we didn't go wide receiver. So I was a little disappointed. But then I was like, you get probably the best guard in the draft, at least prospect wise, obviously.
Right.
We'll see how he is on the field. But prospect wise, you get the best guard in the draft. And then you get a really good value pick in the second round with a edge rusher who arguably could have went in the first. I mean, we were talking about him going in the first that night.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably my favorite pick in the draft, just because I like him, is Jaden Blue out of Texas. Who we get at running back. Super speedy. Runs like a 4.3 140.
Yeah, you guys got him all the way at round 5, 149.
And then we got a corner out of East Carolina, I think. He's a sleeper, but in preseason mocks, he was going a little bit higher than he struggled with some injuries. Kind of got like that Will Johnson treatment a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that same level of athlete, but could have been second round talent if he stayed healthy the entire season. I think we picked him up in the third.
Yeah, he tore his ACL in September.
Yep.
I feel like Cowboys have a knack of trusting injured players, though. Like the Cowboys, I feel like they never fared.
Jalen Smith is a fantastic example.
Yeah.
Like obviously he's not with the Cowboys anymore, but was probably could have been a first round pick.
Yeah.
Struggles with injury. We took a chance on him. He was great. That's just the one thing the Cowboys I can't really argue with them with, and the one thing I usually just close my mouth with Jerry is he kind of knows how to draft. They do the draft pretty well. They have a good track record. Dak Prescott, 4th round pick.
Yeah.
So I always have faith in these drafts, and especially offensive linemen, good track record. So.
Yeah, that's certainly one thing with Jerry Jones where you can't fault him too much. I mean, time will tell as with these grades come out. You never feel super confident. Like even my Chicago Bears, I've fallen in love with all the picks, but I you know in my head it's just like we'll see what happens. Like it happens every year. There's going to be some guys that just do not work out in the way you think you're going to. The one guy, though, that I am excited about, and I'll get your 2 cents on it and see if I can cut through my bias here. Getting Monungai in the 7th was awesome.
Oh, you guys did get Monungai.
We got Monungai out of Rutgers in the 7th, and we saw what he did in Nebraska. I understand we shut him down really after that first drive, but at the same time, that's a defense that loaded up the box on him and was daring their quarterback to make any play. Because we were just afraid of Monungai. And it was the right decision for Nebraska. Our offense couldn't figure it out. We scraped away. It was a 7-14 versus Rutgers just barely. And it took multiple goal line stops. But that was like the first time I really got to watch Monungai, and watching the highlight tape up to him. It's like, it made sense. When you're going to play Rutgers, it's like, if you want to win, you have to stop.
They were undefeated.
Monungai. Yeah, they were good.
They were undefeated. Like that was the one game where it was like, you could easily drop that game. It could have been a loss. And then you're not going to a bowl.
Yeah.
Just think about it. You're not going to a bowl without that game. So that game ended up being important. That was that was probably the most Big Ten game we played this year.
It felt like it.
Like
I mean, that one was
workhorse running. Like
Iowa always has that kind of feel to it being Big Ten, but if that Rutgers game was one, it was one of the most low scoring games that I've had.
They had
so much fun to watch.
Caleb Johnson from Iowa, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
but do you like Mundungai at 7?
I do like
at that
at
value?
7th round. Yeah,
did
7th
too.
round's a great value pick.
All right.
There was some 7th round was like Thomas Fazoni goes in the 7th round. I think that was great for him because I saw him 6th, maybe 5th, but definitely 6th.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of Giants fans not super happy about that one, and that goes back to the, how do you feel about taking players with injury history? And his is a little more significant, right? You got the 2 major knee injuries, but at the same time, like his combine when he's healthy, like his numbers saying, okay, if this guy's healthy, he's got some stupid numbers at that position to where you can develop him. And at that value, 7th round,
I can't even tell you the starter for New York right now.
The tight end?
At tight end, who's their tight end?
That's a great question.
Because they had Waller, he retired.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell. That's why I'm like, it's a great pick because like he's a good enough athlete to where he might see the field as a 7th round pick. I just don't know who they have over there right now. So
Theo Johnson, Daniel Bellinger, not a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like
there is nothing really.
He's got good odds of seeing the field as a 7th round pick over there in New York. So I think that's a good pickup for him.
That's a really empty tight end room.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck, Thomas Fazoni. It looks even brighter for him to get some make a presence. He's certainly going to be a guy who's going to need development. But
yeah, I see the flip side of that because like then when you look at Ty drafted higher, definitely is a better player, has better odds of being like a Pro Bowl caliber player.
Mm-hmm.
He's got more of a like challenge in that room. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, like it's gonna be hard. I mean, yes, they're without Brandon Graham now, but like that's a harder room to be in. But he's the type of guy I've seen people like out here, these analysts being like he's gonna be a Pro Bowl player for Philly, but he's got a shot there.
I think like where he gets drafted in, I think the expectation for him is rotational. At most right now.
I was sitting in here on Saturday and I had the thing up, and as soon as I saw where we were at and Philly was up next, I was like, oh, Ty's gonna go right now.
Yep.
It's just the most Philly pick they would make, a Nebraska guy. It just made sense. And then he went. So
I'm excited for him. Like there's not a better organization, I think.
He's Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, Super Bowl champions, as well as you got his guy Cam Jurgens up there as well. It was cool. He texted him as soon as he found out.
Yeah,
Jurgens that Ty Robinson's getting drafted. It was like live during interviews. Like, let me just in the middle of the interview, let me text him, wish him congratulations. But that identity, at least what it feels like in Philadelphia right now, is that they are like in some of these Huskers coming out of the trenches, that there is something there in terms of, which is interesting because I mean, both those guys were Scott Frost guys. We'll see if that trajectory continues.
And then you see Bullock and Ben Scott go to the Bucks.
Yep.
And then
I like
Nash and Banks go to the Ravens. Who else?
Did Tommy Hill get he got a
did he get a camp invite?
I think he got a camp invite. I'd have to double check who's
That's
that
crazy,
with.
Man.
Tommy Hill's the one who I thought, another guy with the injury, of course, but I thought especially, he was clearly the better player when he was going up against the Heisman. That game, I'm saying overall through the career, but he had a phenomenal game against the Heisman winner.
How does nobody take notice that Travis Hunter in his comment interview says the best DB he went up against is Tommy Hill, the Heisman Trophy winner, second overall pick in the draft. I don't understand how they don't even. I don't know.
He surprised me that he didn't get picked up at all. I'm not seeing. I could have sworn he got like some sort of camp invite. We'll have to double check on that for the break, so I'm just wasting time looking for it. But I he doesn't have it now. Someone's gonna give it to him. Like there's no way that guy just completely falls off the map. I get it with the injury, and it was tough for him, right? Because with that, it was a tough situation for him with the combine. If you go out there, if you're not healthy enough, if you're not at your best, you're just likely going to hurt yourself in the draft.
He got an invite to the Vikings.
Okay, so he did get an
Vikings mini camp. So
okay,
all the Vikings pages, because this is all the headlines. It's super like uber talented cornerback to rookie mini camp. Like all the like, I don't know. He should make a roster. He should definitely make a roster. I know Micah Mazuka's got Niners and Chiefs minicamp invites. I don't know who else. Somebody else signed somewhere. I don't remember who.
Brian bring the boom Bushini.
Oh, he is. I think he's Giants minicamp.
I was gonna say. I think it's Bushini. Maybe got an offer as well. We'll find out more how those guys fare out.
Good year. It was a good year. A lot of guys got opportunities. So.
Well, that's so you hope that trend continues. I mean, just to get at least 2 guys drafted this year, Nebraska was getting to a point where the NFL noticeability is getting hard to come by. Like we're hanging on the guys like Levante David, that have just been longtime NFL guys that we can point to. But now we're finally having some new faces that hopefully can keep making their careers out there. And I feel really good about the guys who went. Like Ty Robinson, again, like I think the goal for him is schematically, it's going to be, what does it look like? What do we necessarily want? He's going to be rotational. He's not going to be cracking like the starting lineup this year, probably not even next year. But I think he's going to continue to develop. And he's a hard worker. Like if you just look at what he looked like when he first got to Nebraska, you would never expect that he would turn into what he's going to turn into.
Yeah, you would have never thought that. He just kind of emerged and just he has all the pieces, and he just has the character, the everything. He's a great player.
Yeah, and it loves the community that supports him, right? I think he had muchachos do his like NFL draft party thing as well.
I mean, I was telling you before he came on
coffee shop.
Yeah, he was like, I stopped at the coffee house before I left Lincoln. He even said he plans to come back to UNL and then Nebraska system to get his master's and become a doctor.
That's Ty Robinson type of answer.
I was like, he's like, I already plan on going back there after football's up to become a doctor, which is crazy. Just the love for the States. It's just great to see, a guy like that in the NFL, that level. So.
Especially a guy who, I mean, it was, he's the part of the games that I always remember, right? Like you go back, Georgia Southern, that had to have been brutal getting booed by your own fans by like that. Towards the end of the rough era. And I've never seen Memorial Stadium get to the point to where, and I'm not saying, I'm never a person who boos. If you want to do that, to each their own. But I've never seen the Husker fan base get that upset. I can understand where they're coming from. Don't get me wrong.
I was at a wedding here in Nebraska that night. And we were.
I was at a wedding too. Ironically, I was back home. Like,
that's
what
funny.
is going on?
And we were watching in the corner, and we were like, as soon as the game ended, I was like, they're firing Frost in the morning. I mean, come on. I just knew. I just had that feeling, and everybody was just. I don't know. It was a different feeling after that loss because you're just like, it's not like you're losing just another close game. That was Georgia Southern. It was such a big upset that jerseys and memorabilia they got thrown in the College Football Hall of Fame for a little while, and they might still be there. I don't know, but I know they ended up there. That was a monumental loss, especially to just mentally battling with that. And then you go into this interim coach, and you know that your season's pretty much over.
Yeah.
So any of those guys that stuck around, Ty obviously being probably the biggest one out of those guys and sticking around through that coaching change, and then.
Yeah, and he could have left last year,
choosing to stay. Like when Matt Rule told him to leave, not like explicitly like you need to leave, just like I think you should.
You're NFL ready right now.
Yeah, he's like, I think you should go right now. And Ty's like, no. And actually, it probably boosted his draft stock sticking around for a year for like a lot, probably. So yeah,
I think it helped. You got multiple guys on that defense coming back as well, and I think if you have just Ty coming back, he's still gonna. Clearly, I think have a really good season, but you have multiple guys come back on that defense. That whole that just bred what's really good concoction. Hopefully that continues next year. I'm curious about that, how that's going to work out. Feels like Phil Snow is going to be a big part of kind of watching over that defense. Obviously you get the new not the new coordinator, Butler. He takes over, and he's got some recognition there. I'd imagine it's just going to be 3-3-5 again. That's what we saw.
Addison Williams is a sneaky hire. At UCF, he led UCF to like one of the best pass defenses in the Big 12. So that's a sneaky hire to have, and a good guy to have on your staff who's coming off of a DC job. So
he doesn't get talked about very much, Williams.
No.
Like we talk about Brandon a lot, and I think rightfully so. You get another guy from the Chiefs, who's stepping in, replacing Knighton Pot Roast, who. He was really good too. I think a lot of us might have panicked when he left. Like, how many transfers follow? You lose Butler, and obviously you feel like Knighton's going to go along with it. And the guys had a really good connection with Knighton. So again, that all goes back to my surprise of just being like, man, Ty Robinson coming back despite everything that's going on there. Yep. So give him a ton of credit. But with that being said, we got about 4 minutes left here. Chris Raff, we're not talking Cowboys anymore. Don't worry about it. We'll leave those guys off the table. When you look at that Cleveland Browns quarterback room, how do you think they operate, right? Does like Flacco come out as the starter and it's a competition between Gabriel and Sanders? Because Watson, like obviously the injury and everything, like they
don't want him as a quarterback.
No, they want him out of there sooner than later, but they're going to have to hold on to him for a little bit.
Yeah, you got to keep him. I mean, the thing about it is right now, I mean, obviously it's Flacco and then it's Pickett because those are the two guys in that room that started NFL games.
Yeah, sorry, Pickett. I left him out of the
mix. It's got to be Flacco probably for now. Shedeur Sanders is going to see the field.
Yeah.
He will beat out Dylan Gabriel.
And you'll have the number 1 jersey.
Just the
for
reality.
The Browns. Yeah.
People are going to buy his jersey, and then you'll see what he does. We'll see what happens. The thing about they're not going to be good. I really don't think the Browns are going to be good. But the thing with a rookie quarterback, especially it's just the Browns. It's just one of those. Throw him in there. See what he does.
Well, hopefully they get Nick Chubb back too. I know he was trying to gear up, and possibility of him.
I doubt
coming back to the Browns.
I doubt it. I think he's going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Bears. I've heard that as an option for Nick Chubb.
I like that. Don't get me wrong.
That's what I've heard. Bears, like maybe the Bears should go get him. He's still a free agent. He posted a video today doing crazy hurdles and whatnot.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I know the Browns, it's pretty much free game for anybody right now, but it does make me curious. Like, what do the Browns decide to do here? Because they are going to be in a situation where if you want to develop a quarterback, it's really hard to do that when you just, there's no offense around him. You know, that's like Bryce Young at the Panthers. It's like you just destroyed his confidence. And also with the weird substitutions, pulling him in and out. But it's like, there's not a lot for him to look at out there. Like, you got a bad offense, and
I'm not going back.
There's not a lot of quarterbacks that would do well.
They're not gonna pay him like they pay Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett was like 4-13, sounds pretty nice with that much money. So you can't blame him. They made him the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL for all of 2 weeks. So I understood that. But yeah, Nick, I don't think they want him back. I don't think it's anything personal. I just think
timing wise.
Yeah, I mean, you've been rolling with Jerome Ford anyways. Might as well just keep him.
That's true.
As the one. So
and they're at a point where they're not trying to make some gunning shots to go out there and try to go win the Super Bowl anytime soon.
My thing is Shedeur Sanders goes from Colorado offensive line, who he blamed, to now the Cleveland offensive line, who's not, top of the line. So I want to see how well they can protect these quarterbacks. Because they've
taken a fall. Then that's always one of the things why the Browns organization, and I feel bad for any quarterback that has to go over there. It's like, I just got zero faith in how that organization handles business. And I feel bad for the fans. Like, obviously you have the Baker Mayfield situation, but the other guy that doesn't get talked about enough, it's like Joe Thomas had 1 year where he was over 500 in his career. You have one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL.
Of all
time. Yeah, throwing the all time in there. 1 winning season over 500. Wasted career completely.
It's going to be Myles Garrett, probably.
And it's just awful to see. It's like you have that much talent and you can't do anything to put together a winning season. At the very least, let that man go so he can experience some wins. He's got to be like one of the saddest careers in NFL.
Yeah, he stayed there the entire time.
Stayed there the entire time and got nothing for it. They never figured it out, and they would have been right to just let him move on because the Browns, like, again, that's why I have disdain for that organization, not the fans or the players. Maybe one player who plays that quarterback position, whose last name's Watson, for everything that he was involved in.
That even goes with the organization, because I remember when the Myles Garrett trade rumors were going on, I saw an incredible post that said the Deshaun Watson trade pretty much lost you your picks, for one.
Yep.
Nick Chubb's career, or his time in Cleveland, because they ended up using him and he hurt himself once again. And it almost cost you Myles Garrett. That's a lot for a quarterback who played 16 games, and you paid him all of the money in the world.
And those 16 games were horrible. Just by the way, it's not even like he had some games that were okay or good. They were all. I can't think of a good Deshaun Watson game.
My thing is like true, like, yes, there's the outside of the football field stuff, but what happened? What happened in the time that he went from Houston to Cleveland to make him that bad?
I think scheme-wise, it never really made sense. Because, like, you look at what the Texans were with him, high-flying offense. You go to the Browns, it's very nose to the ground, run-first style.
It's like Deshaun Watson sucks, right? But is it truly just Cleveland's system that sucks? Because quarterbacks have the worst track record of that team by far out of any NFL team.
Except for Baker, and they moved on.
And they said he was the problem. They said he was the problem and sent him, and now he's down in Tampa, which I love.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's a fun career. I didn't like him when he was at Oklahoma, obviously being a Nebraska fan. But
Cleveland didn't appreciate him, and Tampa Bay does.
Yeah.
As a city, as a team, everything. It's just they didn't appreciate him.
I don't know, it's because Baker Mayfield, he's a great guy to represent your city too. Like the best thing that ever happened to him was that Rams game where he flies out to LA and he plays that one game for the Rams. And who are they playing? He has a miraculous final drive though to win that game.
Yeah, he won him the game.
I can't remember who they're playing.
He got there like a few days before. He didn't even know the playbook.
Didn't have a play. He just like got out there. Basically, they ran really basic stuff, and he saved his career with that one game. He might have had more shots after that, but that one really said like, damn, this guy just showed up. Didn't just got the playbook. Had to cram that thing the night before. Went out there and won a huge game.
He's on the sidelines like headbutting people.
Yeah. And like if that's your quarterback, like everyone's gonna fall in love with that.
Oh
guy.
yeah.
And then how he represents any city who gives him support. Like you talk to Oklahoma fans, like he'll rep Oklahoma to the end of this day. You talk about what the Buccaneers, like he will forever represent the Buccaneers as long as they do him right, and which they have been. So I'm happy for Baker Mayfield. For the rest of the quarterbacks down there with Cleveland Browns, I think you are right saying like, maybe if the entire track record says no one's ever figured it out here, maybe it's the organization, not so much the quarterback. So that's, I worry about that with all those guys over there. Joe Flacco, I think he's going to have his hands full trying to like lead that next group of quarterbacks who, if there is a leadership guy though at that position, at least you do have Joe Flacco there. Like, I think he's going to be a good leader and he's only going to try to help those guys.
I mean, he's his Super Bowl champ.
Yeah. Can't deny it. Can't take it away from him.
The dude knows what he does know what it takes. And he won, didn't he win comeback player of the year in Cleveland?
Yeah.
So that's I could see him doing great things there. And I imagine Shedeur will start at some point this season. I just don't see them not playing Shedeur.
I don't know how it's going to look for the Browns. Because again, you took Gabriel before Shedeur Sanders, but Shedeur is obviously going to dominate your sales. Everyone's going to want to see Shedeur Sanders, like me included, even though I watched him at Colorado and I loved rooting against him because, that's an obvious rivalry right there. You'd be lying to yourself, love him or hate him if you're not curious to see what Shedeur Sanders can do on the field.
If they don't play him, and then it's just, why'd you take him?
Yeah, exactly. So they're certainly going to play him. You don't take a back-to-back quarterback.
They didn't have to take him. The GM pretty much was like, it was like free candy. I just took it.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. It's just like, nobody else is going to take him. I might as well. So
that's where I do wonder, too. At that point, I thought he might slide even more. And we'll throw it to break because we're getting over. But it was just at a point, because, again, the Browns just took Gabriel. So you're like, I don't know who's really in the market. But at the time, again, whatever you think about Shedeur Sanders, like you're getting a quarterback who, if it's the interviews they don't like, whatever. Like skill wise, there is definitely some talent there. If you think you can elevate it and you can polish it, like the biggest thing for him is his anticipation. He can throw it, on the run. He's got great mobility in the pocket. I saw some people saying he's not much of an athlete. Like he's not Lamar Jackson.
No.
But you don't watch college, but you can't tell me that he has no pocket mobility. Like I've seen him at Colorado.
He can move around. I mean, you give him time, he can move around. The issue at Colorado,
it's anticipation for him. He didn't want to go.
I don't agree with him just throwing blame on his O-line, but he didn't have the best O-line. Nebraska was all over him, and we had some great guys on that defensive front, but a good offensive line can at least maintain. I don't know. It's just,
you can make the argument that might have been the worst showing from their offensive line the entire season. Was that game that, or you can look at BYU? I think you do those.
I mean, it was just, but the entire team though was just not. They just weren't there.
No. It was a lot. That game is by far the best, I think, memory I have of Nebraska so far. I didn't even get to the stadium because obviously doing the pregame show, but even just walking around, like the level of excitement in Lincoln, Nebraska, and then by years, everybody in Lincoln, if you're on the far south side or far north side, as soon as Tommy Hill got that pick six, everybody knew Nebraska was up 7.
Well, it's just being in that stadium, especially before the game, being around players before doors are open or anything, being around Colorado, just standing in there because I was doing security, just being able to be in there, see what they were like, getting to say hi to Dion, walk past Dion, say what's up.
It was a fun rivalry.
It was very interesting. And Dion was it was weird with Dion because I walk in through one of the tunnels and
you were security for the stadium, right? Was that
I did student security.
Okay. Wearing the vest.
Yeah, wearing the orange vest and whatnot. But I kind of led it for this season. So I walk in there. I always did this before every game. I'd walk in there and I would just kind of see what was going on in the stadium because no doors are open. So it's I just have that access. It's pretty cool. And Dion walks by. He has a posse with him. He's got and these are Colorado police officers with him that they bring with them,
which makes sense.
And I was just
I will say.
I was he's walking right in front of me. I'm gonna say something. Obviously, I wasn't gonna say something bad. I was just good luck today, coach. And he's like, oh, thank you. kept going.
Oh, nice. You actually got a word in with Beyonce.
So that was pretty cool. Just to just say that to him, and just being in the fun vibes. Seeing Travis Hunter dance to the profane chants of the student section was pretty interesting to watch.
Travis Hunter's fun, man. After we were done playing Travis Hunter, him talking about, again, you mentioned talking about Tommy Hill being the best DB, it's the best environment. Like, he doesn't lie. He'll straight up tell you what the best environments were.
Yeah, they're like, what was the hardest environment for me? I was like, probably Nebraska. Yeah. And he was respectful. You didn't see him trashing anybody, even on his own team. He walked to the field. He took the loss on the chin. That's what made him a second overall pick. So
he's gonna be fun with the Jaguars. NFL, NFL's got the money train with him as well, because the guy's he's a 4.0 student coming out.
I
of
hope
Colorado.
I get over there to see him next season. That'd be great.
I think he's gonna be a must watch for him. Maybe we'll have to talk about that next as I keep extending this break beyond what I should do. But we will officially throw out the break now. We'll probably keep talking NFL, maybe some Husker football as well. So don't go anywhere. Take a Weeknights, Harrison Arens. We got Jackson in here as well. Don't go anywhere.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in segment number 2. Harrison Arens, Jackson Kleinschmidt. Is it Kleinschmidt, right?
Yeah.
That's how you say it?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
There
so
you go.
Jackson Kleinschmidt to my left, joining me as we fill this hour here. You guys can always join in as you have been through the streams and the text line. I'll give you the option. Do you want to talk Husker football or do you want to talk NBA playoffs?
Let's talk Husker football.
All right, Husker football. I think the biggest thing, this will be fun to do. This is always way too early, and I lied to you a little bit there. We're talking Big Ten football.
Okay, that's fine.
Have you looked at the Illinois football schedule?
I haven't.
I want to ask you
Favorable?
how many wins. Very, very favorable. Remember, the Fighting Illini won 10 games last year. They were 10-3. Not a lot of people remember that.
They're good.
And they're bringing just about everybody back. Brett Bielema has things cooking in Champaign. And I basically just want to ask you, if you were going to put a good over-under number, what would you put it? So you just tell me when you got a loss.
Yeah, I'll just tell you, win, loss.
So Western Illinois.
Win.
Duke.
Win.
On the road at Duke. Doesn't matter.
Win.
I agree. Western Michigan.
Win.
On the road, Indiana.
That's 50-50.
Yeah, Kurt Cignetti's a tough read year too, but I'm actually going to go Indiana because
I'm going to go Indiana just because,
his entire track record, he never has a year where
they're
it bounces
packing
back.
people in that stadium now too.
Yeah,
in Indiana,
the fake
Memorial Stadium. Yeah, but they're packing people in that stadium now. They used to not get people in there, so yeah. So I would say Indiana.
You cannot find a year where Kurt Cignetti's teams win-loss total went reverse. They just always win. So I'm not gonna doubt Kurt Cignetti, what he has going over there. I'm gonna give it to Indiana at home USC.
I'm gonna go win.
Are you gonna
win?
Me too. On the road, Purdue.
Win.
Who's their head coach? Barry Odom.
I
think new head coach.
Yeah.
Purdue. I don't got a lot of faith in them.
No.
At home, Ohio State.
Loss.
2 losses. On the road, Washington.
Win.
At home, Rutgers.
Win.
At home, Maryland.
Win.
On the road, Wisconsin.
Could be a loss, but I'm gonna say win.
I'm gonna say win too. At home, Northwestern. That's the season.
That's a win.
2 losses.
Dang.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Illinois right now. They were good last year. They won 10 games, and last year's schedule was
still got
a lot tougher.
They got Altemeyer, don't they? Still.
They got their beautiful dual threat quarterback. They got great offensive line. He torched Nebraska, and he actually was solid all year. I mean, that's how you win. He's not electric to the point where he's going to go and dominate games, but he is good enough to where you don't. It's kind of a little bit and don't get me wrong here, like what JJ McCarthy was at Michigan. They didn't necessarily need JJ McCarthy to make all these ridiculous throws. And then we got to the Vikings preseason. Everyone's like, whoa, where was this from? Well, Michigan, they just didn't need it. Like, they were so good everywhere else. They didn't need him to do, hold on to the ball and throw a ton of passes every game because they were so dominant in the trenches. It makes no sense to put more at risk than you need to.
Yeah, this is off topic, but I'm such a JJ McCarthy believer. Like, I think he's going to be so good. People are so like, oh, he was stacked him. I actually think he's pretty good. I could be wrong, but I think he's going to be pretty good.
I was down on him in the draft. And again, we talk about the NFL draft. We're all pretty piss poor at it. Let's just be real.
Everybody's
even Mel Kiper, who has been doing it forever. He's had some big misses. He's also had some really big hits.
He said that Blaine Gabbert was going to be better than Cam Newton.
Yeah, he's also high on Jamarcus Russell. And
but also, he's had some great hits.
Exactly.
That's why I'm like.
That's why the draft is fun. Like nobody, especially when we're talking quarterback. Quarterback is
think about Jamarcus Russell.
Well, you're looking to get lucky. Quarterbacks.
You would have thought Jamarcus Russell was going to be this. Like he was the epitome of a great athlete. He comes to the NFL and it was just awful.
Yep, never a day where it looked good either. And that's just always fun. Like quarterbacks in the NFL, it really is hitting the lottery because you are looking for that Jaden Daniels who you're going to have for 4 years, and he is worth, it's like four Jaden Daniel contracts make up one Geno Smith contract.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why you see crazy swings.
I'm starting to feel that way about like Trevor Lawrence. Like, when is he gonna finally he hasn't been like awful, but he hasn't been what he was expected to be.
And now when he went through the whole nightmare with the coaching change, and
Travis Hunter helps for sure, bringing a guy like that in. He's got Brian, like he's got the pieces. So this season actually will be interesting for the Jaguars.
Is Travis Etienne still a Jaguar?
Yeah, he is.
His career's fallen off.
I think he's going to get traded. I think they're rolling with Bigsby. I actually think the Cowboys would not be bad picking up Etienne, but I doubt that they will.
I don't know. Travis,
he'll go
numbers
somewhere.
have fallen.
He'll go somewhere.
He'll get another shot, but he just looks different really since the injury. And Tank Bigsby, I mean, when he gets the reps, he's good. So I wouldn't be surprised if they.
I put him in for 1 week in fantasy. He put up like 30 points. So
yeah, really good, especially when you're in short yardage situations.
Mm-hmm.
He's
the guy you want.
There. Yeah. So I don't know about Trevor Lawrence. I feel bad about that entire situation. Quarterbacks, especially when you get to the point of confidence is getting stunted. Like, I don't know if he can recover for that. But circle back on JJ McCarthy, like, is it just the preseason or what about? Because Caleb Williams had awesome preseason, but if you go watch the tape, regular season, I love the Bears. Some games he had some really bad decisions where that preseason stuff was like, okay, clearly that was preseason, really basic packages. If you're an NFL caliber quarterback, it should be easy for you. So it was for Williams and it was for McCarthy, but then the real game started. So was it the preseason or were you basing the hype off of McCarthy from?
The preseason really because I just want to see him outside of Michigan.
He did look really good.
He looked great, and the way he was throwing in preseason, and I just thought it was a good chance he was going to do well in his first year. I didn't think he was going to be better than Jaden or Caleb. I really didn't. I just think people were like, this dude's going to be people. I don't know. People just didn't think he was going to be anything. I think he's definitely going to be something. I don't think you can just. He gets an injury, people are just writing him off. Mm-hmm. I don't really understand that. Because yes, there's been quarterbacks that have gotten injury and never come back from it. There's also been quarterbacks that have gotten injury and came back from it really strong, like Joe Burrow. Like that's probably the best example right now in the NFL. I thought he might have been RG3'd at one point.
Yeah.
But then he didn't. So I'm very excited to see what the Vikings do this season. They're just a team that I've always kind of admired, especially their head coach now. I think he's great.
Well, they just win. Like this is one thing. The Vikings got a little bit of what the Steelers have, where it's like their organization, top to bottom, systematically wise, they just find ways to make it work. Whoever they bring in, they put them in a position to succeed. Like you could throw them Joe Flacco, you could throw them Dylan Gabriel, you could give them that Browns QB room, and they'd figure out to have a really good.
They honestly have a pretty good QB room with McCarthy, and they got Sam Howell behind him.
I forgot they got Howell as well.
They just traded for him. That's very fresh. I think that's less than a week because that happened day 3 of the draft, I think, for some picks. So
Vikings are going to be fun. NFC North is going to be fun, and we won't go there. So we'll steer away from the Bears and the Lions and all those guys because I think wrapping up this segment, like, do you have any good feeling on the NFC North as who's going to come out on top leading that division?
I think the Lions is a fair say right now.
I am too. I'm not freaking out. I know they lost Ben Johnson and
I have a lot of hope for the Bears. I actually think the Packers are a definitive bottom. of
Really?
the NFC North personally.
Okay.
But I have hope for the Bears. I won't believe it till I see it with the Bears because I feel like
It's like Husker football.
they kind of got our hopes up last year a little bit. But I have a lot of hope for them. But I actually think the Packers are going to be the one team you kind of see like, oh, that they didn't live up to that hype. But again, could be wrong. The NFC North is the most competitive division in football right now, for sure.
0 playoff wins last year, which is crazy.
Which is crazy. Yeah, but I will say it's the most competitive.
Yeah, 3 teams head to the playoffs. Not a single one of them got a win.
It's crazy.
How did it finish last year? It was Bears at the bottom. Was it Green Bay or Vikings? It was Vikings, right?
No, it was Green. No, I don't remember.
Either way, it's borderline. I don't feel
It's
great
just a
about
great
it.
division.
I'd probably go Packers too, but like even me being a Bears fan, the Vikings and Bears for me are interchangeable. I really don't know who's going to shake out because again, the Vikings organization, history will tell you they just are always good regardless of the situation they're given. And the Bears will tell you no matter who they get talent-wise, it usually ends up not nearly as great as you think. And the Lions, who's their defensive coordinator that they lost as well?
Aaron Glenn. To the
Jets.
Jets.
That's right. Aaron Glenn went to the Jets. Dan Campbell is still the driving factor of that entire thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, they were. I think Ben Johnson was definitely, in my opinion, a better coordinator than Aaron Glenn, especially after hearing how Aaron Glenn treated Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's just that's a whole different
and
situation.
He's had a whole offseason too. This isn't like the Eagles when Nick Sirianni lost his offensive coordinator in the middle of the season. And then everyone's wondering, why do these Eagles look so bad? And that was, what was that? 2 years ago? I was saying where they went on like a 7-game losing skid after being really dominant. They lose, might even been both their corners, but they lose their offensive coordinator.
That's the year
huge skid.
the Cowboys were able to take the division. I remember that.
Because the Eagles just completely
just fell off. And then I think it was Zach Wilson and the Jets that beat the Eagles that gave us or the Cowboys the NFC East.
So that's why it is fair to bring up coordinators, but it's a big difference. Middle of the season compared to off season. If you're Campbell, you can at least figure it out. If you're Sirianni, you're taking heat,
all right.
And you're just trying to figure out how can we get this team back together as they lost, leader on offense and defense. So don't go anywhere. A little bit over there. Again, we are back live on the brick and mortar. Royals wrapped up their game, and I can give you guys a quick score update before we get out of here. I believe Royals were leading it 3-0 over the Tampa Bay Rays last time I checked, and they win it 3-0. Tampa Bay Rays fall to 14-16. The Royals move above 500. They win it 3-0. 16-15 overall record now. Don't go anywhere, though. We got one more segment, at least for this hour. Me, Jackson, talking a lot of football here. Talk to you in a little bit.
Learn the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to Oak Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
At Allo, we go beyond internet, bringing you faster speeds backed by an all-fiber network. We go beyond TV and phone service, delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
Yesterday, your water heater worked just fine. Today, surprise! When you're out of hot water, just call the plumbers at Bryant. In most cases, you can get same-day water heater replacement. What you won't get is a costly surprise with the bill. At Bryant, the price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. No last-minute extras for piping or ventilation alterations. Need a new water heater? Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. We're going to keep it on football here. We'll talk about NBA in hour number 2 as Jackson's kind enough to extend his time here on the ticket. So we'll do another hour. Keep it live here for everybody listening since we're live back on the brick and mortar 402-464-5685. Let's talk some Husker football. First one, Sharon Moore, the running back. He go ahead and commits.
Shamar Moore.
What did I say?
Not the head coach of Michigan.
Sharon Moore.
Sharon Moore.
Sharon Moore, no longer coaching at Michigan, going to the University of Miami. No, the running back, he commits to Miami, and we'll talk about Taylor as well. But just thoughts on that. It was really a dead race between us and Miami.
I was so confused when he committed to Miami. I was like, okay, he took too much time. I was like, he's coming to Nebraska. I thought that was a lot. And he commits to Miami. I was just a little confused. Maybe I didn't know as much about the situation as I did. But from Cal, I understand they were like, their running back room is literally just nothing. They lost 4 running backs to the portal. So I understood that they came in the last minute, offered him a lot of money. And when he pretty much was like not making a decision, I was like, okay, I feel like was signifying that he was coming to Nebraska. I didn't see that being Miami, but a little confused there. But it'll be Emmett Johnson is the certified RB1 going into the season for the first time in his career. It's a little risky entering the season with only one, like, true.
It depends what you think of Quentin Ives and how much you believing in.
I believe in Quentin Ives. It's just show it.
Yeah, you got to
show me what you got. But I believe in him.
Where we're at with all of Husker football.
Like, I don't like he's another guy. He could have left.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. He stuck around, and I respect that. Like, he stuck around. So, like, yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. It's just, it's a little risky, but I believe in him. Like, I fully back him. So
I'm curious to see how, because he's been talked about as that running back 2 spot for really since we started having these media availability and kind of figuring out during spring ball where these guys are sitting at. He is a guy who, if everything they say the coaches are true, then you feel good. You got running back 1, Emmett Johnson, who you feel great about, who maybe not the most explosive player, but he's so good at everything that you just got a really safe player. And he's good on those, like, just those quick, whatever you want to call them, like out routes, those, why am I blanking on the name of it? Quarterback, last resort, throw it to the running back.
Oh yeah. Check down.
Thank you. On those checkdowns, I mean, that's how he had that huge run versus USC. That was just a check down. Dylan Raiola threw it. He runs all the way up the sideline. He has great vision. If I had to give him one thing about Emmett Johnson, vision is kind of what sets him apart and allows him to
shifty.
Yeah, maybe not the most explosive, but he knows where the angles are.
Shifty.
You saw that early. I believe it was versus, I think it was UTEP, where it was a little bit of a trap, and he hits the seam. And he rides those hashes, goes straight up the field. The green space was clearly on the outside if you want to run towards the sideline, but he sees the seams up the middle, and he knows if I just take the seam, again, that's why I think the vision's the best part about him, they're not going to be able to make that angle. Regardless of the more green space being there, I know if I hit this right now, they're not going to be able to catch me. Sure enough, they don't. And he gets like all the way up to the 2-yard line. Great run from Ed Johnson. And then Quentin Ives just puts a lot into play for him. Can he take advantage of it? And then if you want to talk about 3, 4, 5, I think the coaches are still figuring that one out for themselves. Other news, Trey Taylor, Will Fong put out a bomb that Nebraska. However, Trey Taylor tweets out, I said I was only about 50% sure, in his own words on his Twitter account, but he still says Will Fong, great people. But he in his words says he's only 50%. Will Fong puts the bomb out, says he's Nebraska.
I'm very interested in that whole thing because I've never seen a recruit retweet like a Fong bomb or even a crystal ball. I thought that was weird because I was like, now I'm like, he's not going to commit to Nebraska. It just felt like he was kind of like toying with it. Like, oh.
But at the same time, he seems like he's taking a unique approach to
if
this.
If it was and no offense to these guys, they're all credible. But when I see like Munson, Callahan, when they make their, I'm like, okay, good prediction. But when Wilt Fong does it, I'm like, oh, because that's the director of On3 Sports Recruiting. That guy has the inside intel. Like when he was the guy to trust with Raiola because not a lot of people knew what was going on with Raiola. He was the one that was directly talking with the Raiola family, and that's how it was kind of a reliable source to have. But yeah, the Trey Taylor is interesting. I could definitely see him coming here and committing because he took that visit here.
I can too, but now it's a 50%.
I'm very
chance,
interested,
apparently.
but I will say Trey Taylor's reposting articles from Evan Bland over in Omaha. It's just weird. It's just a little weird to see a recruit that's like, hey, I'm committing on this day, but out here actively reposting people that are posting media and stuff. It's a little weird. Not that it's bad. It's just I just never seen it before. I've just never seen it before.
I think the other part is we'll have more athletes engaged online because if you're going through the NIL is a big part. Nebraska fans have high engagement.
I saw a post from earlier. He posted about there's a Trey Taylor fan page. And he was like, I love this. I don't have this. This is my only fan page. It's so cool.
Yeah, I mean it's easy engagement. You put some tweets out there, you loop in the Husker fan base. You'll get a bunch of followers. I will say NIL is great for followers.
The Huskers, it's just deep with Trey. I didn't see any other school in his comments be like, come here. It's just all Huskers. So
double-edged sword on that one because we've also have guys when they leave unhinged fans. Tell exactly how they feel about some 18, 19, 20-year-old.
If you go down south and you're talking every other sentence being like no disrespect, like some individuals, that's justified in my opinion. Not to a far extent, but being a little bit offended, I think is fair. But
I'm okay with that. But my whole thing is where you got to voice your opinion to an 18-year-old.
When Adrian Martinez left, I feel like that showed who we really were because it was this man left, went to K-State, who's historically a huge rival.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was just like, you know what? Like, respect. And he went and balled out at K-State.
And he deserves it. But, I still land on, do you need to have a broken jaw, busted up, wrist, thumb, multiple injuries for us to say thank you? Or can you just come to Nebraska and say it didn't work out and leave? Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Doesn't mean you have to give your blood.
I kind of felt like that.
I
kind of felt like that with Jeff Sims.
Yeah,
dude was in the college football playoff. That's pretty cool.
It was cool, and I feel for Jeff Sims because
he's a nice guy. Like, he's a very nice guy,
and he got so much hate for his time, and he wanted it to work more than anybody else. I can guarantee you that. Nobody wanted the snapping issues to stop more than him. So just keep that in the back of your head. You can definitely have a valid opinion that you think like they were a little bit ungrateful, and sometimes that might be true. Just be aware of how that might look on you when you're just shouting at like 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds. When at the end of the day, still a game. If they make NIL now, but I just wouldn't get so emotionally involved where you got to trash talk them. You can definitely have your opinions, just maybe not always worth tweeting. All right, we got to throw it the break here. Don't go anywhere. Me and Jackson for another hour on the other side. We'll keep it rolling.
Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
At Allo, we go beyond internet, bringing you faster speeds backed by an all-fiber network. We go beyond TV and phone service, delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
Yesterday, your water heater worked just fine. Today, surprise! When you're out of hot water, just call the plumbers at Bryant. In most cases, you can get same-day water heater replacement. What you won't get is a costly surprise with the bill. At Bryant, the price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. No last-minute extras for piping or ventilation alterations. Need a new water heater? Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. As I said, we're live on the Brick and Mortar. Royals win today over the Rays 3-0. And that puts them just above 500. 16-15 now is their overall record. And the Rays drop to 14-15. All right, we'll switch it up a little bit. Are you a baseball guy? MLB guy?
Oh, my two teams are the Rays and the Royals because I'm one. Here, my families are they're all Royals fans, but obviously I grew up near Tampa. So
okay, so you do got some connections.
Yeah,
to the Royals.
I love it when they play. Like I've gone to see the Rays and the Royals play in Tampa. It's a fun game because I don't really care who wins because I like both.
Just out of curiosity,
it's just a fun baseball game to go watch.
I will say Kansas City too. It's one of the best baseball venues you can go to.
I haven't been to Kansas City yet. I want to go this summer at some point.
Like I would, maybe best isn't the right word, but it's up there. It's a really good one. Anytime you can get like a baseball stadium that's like, maybe it's not so much within the heart of it. It is kind of somewhere.
Tropicana's fun.
I just like the stadiums that are actually built within the downtown area. So maybe that's a stretch to say that with the Royals, but
the Rays is kind of like that. But they're Tampa Bay Rays. Their stadium's in St. Pete, which is like over the bridge. So it's on like it's like kind of on an island. But it's in like this heart of the downtown area, which is it's in a great area. It's fun to be around. The stadium's old but fun. They have the Stingray tank in there, which is super cool. At any baseball stadium,
what is that? Is that Minute Maid Stadium? Is that what they call it?
Tropicana.
Oh, it is just Tropicana. For some reason, I thought they had a rebrand. That'd be a good segment to do on. I'd have to familiarize myself with all the MLB stadiums, but doing a powerhouse or a power ranking of all those stadiums.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
Well, it's also the most unique sport. You know, it's 400 in this stadium to hit a home run.
Pittsburgh's got a cool ballpark.
Pittsburgh's up there is probably one of the best.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's got a
cool You guys can always put in text line what you guys think the best one is. Even though that's not the direction we're going, we're going to switch it up. We're going to talk some NBA playoffs here. And just to set this one up here, I want to give an update on where this Rockets game was going because
how many steals does Amen have?
Okay, so Rockets do win it. They extend the series. Rockets win over the Warriors 131-116. So that series stays alive 3-2. Later today, though, the games, I do believe the Lakers play. No, they play tomorrow. So we got no games today other left than the Timberwolves and Lakers, and I think that's a good place to start. They're tipping off. They should be tipping off right about now. Lakers might go first time, since I can really remember, back-to-back playoff round one exits. They're down 3-1. You can like Luka, you can like LeBron James a lot, but Rui and Austin Reeves, you're hoping that one of those guys pops for 20-plus points or the combined effort somehow, and the bench just isn't there at all.
I personally am excited for the millions and millions of edits of the whatever the meme is with the Lakers in 5.
We are champions.
Just flip the other way with the Wolves in 5. So excited. But yeah, that's an interesting one. I can't think of the last time the Lakers went back-to-back first-round playoff exits. That's very interesting, especially, I don't know. The Wolves are really good. So.
Yeah, towards the end of the Kobe Bryant run where things are just pretty grim. Kobe Bryant has that awesome year. Steve Nash, Dwight Howard, both get hurt. Kobe drags that team to playoff positioning and then ruptures his Achilles against the Warriors. And that was kind of like the brutal end to the Lakers having real shots, being dominant with Kobe Bryant. And then obviously they get LeBron James and things were looking great. You get the bubble title. Anthony Davis is, yes, injury prone, but when he's healthy, they look dominant. But then they just couldn't hold on to enough of their role players either. Because I think they had Alex Caruso with Anthony Davis, right? Was that before? It was, because then he goes up to the Chicago Bulls. But they've had some really good rotational players, just haven't been able to hold on to. I like Rui. It's just the rest of their bench is so thin. I mean, your next best player coming off the bench might be Dalton Connect, which is a lot. Otherwise, we're Dorian Finney-Smith, who's the sub for Jackson Hayes at the center position. Jackson Hayes, good athletic young player, not a superstar by any means. Like you definitely take a Vita Zubac on a fair salary. It's just tough. It's going to hurt LeBron's legacy a lot because even if LeBron James is great in these games, and this game tonight, I just don't see any shot for those guys to win. Now, Luka, he's not good enough defensively.
Is it in Minnesota or where is it at?
This one's in LA.
Okay, I mean,
because the Lakers were the higher seed. They were the 3 seed to end it, so they'll get this one at home.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I imagine the Wolves win tonight. They're a good team. I don't know. I like Anthony Edwards.
I think everybody does. He brings back the old school NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what people miss forever. And it's not dirty. It's not like Draymond Green doing choke holds on like Domantas Sabonis or anything. He's gotten Domantas Sabonis a few times. He got him on a reverse elbow and a intentional stomp to get himself off the ground. So Sabonis has got to watch himself around Draymond Green. But Anthony Edwards plays with that same flair without the cheapness to it. Like he's definitely shoving guys. He's definitely doing things that you can blow a whistle. You can even say some of the things he says to the crowd is borderline just vulgar and shouldn't happen at all. But it isn't to the point where he's actually putting people's health at risk. You might not like what he says at times. And he's shoving on LeBron James like he wants his spot. And that's what I miss. Like you see NBA players today, and it's a lot of buddy, which is fine at times. But there's also times where people just want to see the best athletes compete.
That's fair.
And not have that we're best friends on the court, especially in the middle of a game. So when you have Anthony Edwards and you got, a LeBron James trying to crack jokes and he's just shoving LeBron James, like that stuff fires you up. Because if you're a Timberwolves fan, you don't want to see those guys getting along at all.
No.
Not until the series is over. At the end of the series, nobody cares.
When did we get to this period of sports where it's like these guys need a bond when they're playing each other? And like, I don't understand this because like I'm thinking about the Masters when everybody decided to try to create drama with Bryson and Rory that didn't exist. Like that's just the similar vibe. I don't understand when we got to this point where it's just like these guys have to get along when they're battling each other.
I think they just naturally get along. And this might be where my old school take is just terrible because I mean, money does do a thing, right? If you are playing back in the day, you're not making nearly the same amount of money. So the drive to be better and take someone's position is a lot stronger. Now you can be a rotational guy. You can barely play and you're making millions of dollars. There's a lot more room to just be content.
It's true.
And if you're a superstar, you're raking in millions on millions of dollars. Like nothing compared to what a guy like Michael Jordan could ever even dream of. The best to ever do it, in my opinion. He would never like the numbers would be outlandish if you tell him, Michael Jordan, if you played in the year 2025, a guy of your caliber, probably making the highest contract in the NBA, his jaw would hit the floor on how much money. So, maybe it's a thing that I could sit here because I'm not making millions of dollars saying it's easy to do. You got to have that competitive spirit. But I mean, when you are making that much money, is there that much drive to really try to dethrone the next guy above you.
I think it just depends on the player.
It does
at this point.
And I think Anthony Edwards is a unique player for that reason.
He's just
he just
fired up,
wants to be better than anybody else.
Yeah.
And Nikola Jokic is a little bit of the same way, where doesn't care about the flash at all. Like, he just wants to win.
I love Nikola Jokic when he's just like, I play basketball and that's it. I go home.
I think in another life he wants to be a jockey. I think he probably wakes up like, I hate being so tall.
My favorite was when they were in the finals and they're like, you're up 3-1. What does this mean? He's like, oh, not a lot.
I have that video saved on my phone.
I love that so much. He's just like,
it's one of his best
I play,
moments.
I go home. That's it.
Talking about the parade. When is the parade? I can't remember the date they say. He's like, too long. And he's so sad about it. And then he gets, obviously, you hop on those parades. There's some champagne, some booze flowing around. And he gets on the stage and he says, I know I said I wanted to go home. I love parade. And it's like full circle Jokic. He's such a lovable player.
I love him so much.
He's hard to market, though, I will say.
I mean, it's kind of a shame that he's not going to win MVP, but.
Yeah, you think he's not going to win MVP?
I doubt it.
I do too. I think they'll give it to SGA.
But he definitely deserves it over SGA statistically. It's kind of like it's very similar to the NFL. So
yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of voter fatigue. Like LeBron James, again, I'm always a guy that usually has some takes against him. He's gotten robbed.
If fans took the vote, I think SGA would win. But if we just did it off of like who's playing better basketball, if you look at the board, it's Jokic.
All the stats would say it's Jokic. If you use the LeBron advanced metrics, it'll actually give you SGA. But they really
interesting.
It's free throws, right? And this is all comes down to
fair, actually. Yeah.
You know, win-loss record. OKC is so above everybody else in that Western Conference.
I love SGA.
But when you take SGA off the court, that Thunder team is still dominating everybody. Like they have one of the best benches in the league. Rotationally, they are loaded. So it's tough to evaluate. You know, if Jokic is on that Thunder team, like the record's probably just as good, if not better. Because when Jokic is off the court, like they're still going to be an incredible team. Right now with the Nuggets, when Jokic is off the court, they take a dramatic fall.
He averaged a triple-double in the regular season.
Yep, he averaged triple-double. The only player to do it, Russell Westbrook, Nikola Jokic, and man, who was the third? There's only 3 players there.
Oh,
Robertson.
God. Oh yeah, Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So you got those 3 players. He answered and do that at the center position.
That's crazy.
It's beautiful to see.
So it's crazy.
That being said, I mean Minnesota Timberwolves, Lakers. We got way off track there, but I do agree. I got the Minnesota Timberwolves in there. I just think the Lakers are
Wolves in 5.
There are too many pieces depth-wise. It's not that Luke isn't good. It's not that LeBron's washed. It's just that depth-wise, when you look at OKC and why they're so good, it's the depth. When you look at the Clippers and what they're doing, and they're going to have, you know, a really interesting game as the Denver leads that 3-2, and those guys play tomorrow. But that Clippers bench is so deep. I mean, you got a guy like Norman Powell, who's a phenomenal player. Have a guy like on your bench ready to go, and then when you have Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Zubac again, who I just like throwing him out there because he's such a good center contract. Zubac, the JaVale McGee's of the world, like those are the centers.
They got Ben Simmons
that you want. Yeah, Ben Simmons is on that roster too. Like it's a unique roster, and you're not asking Ben Simmons to be Ben Simmons of the 76ers. Different role for him, and he even then still has some pretty rough games.
It's my Montverde alum.
He went to your school?
Well, he went to Montverde.
Okay.
Which is that crazy basketball school right near where I live. So I saw him play when I was in like middle school.
It's crazy. He's one of the more interesting downfalls of like all of the NBA careers. But yeah, just super interesting for that Clippers team. And we won't go too much longer on NBA here as we've kind of talked about it a lot throughout the day. We'll go through the rest of the series and we'll throw out the break here. Knicks Pistons. Knicks leading it 3-2. Cade Cunningham, I think, my opinion, he's come back best, most improved player of the year by far.
Funny we go right into that. That's another Montverde guy.
Cunningham?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's just funny. Sorry.
You guys are loaded with talent back there.
Yeah. The Pistons. Oh, I like the Pistons.
They're fun. I mean, there's just the team I'm rooting for. I think I got the Knicks leading it. There is.
I like the Knicks too. I don't know. I'm very like, I'm obviously an Orlando guy because that's where I'm from. But like, I'm very like, oh, these NBA teams are fun to watch. So I just don't.
NBA is better when the Knicks are good, but my lord, do you feel bad for the Pistons? Then they deserve some success. Other series going on. We already talked about it. Rockets survive. I think that's all of them wrapped up. Yeah.
Man.
We're getting to the point. We're getting closer to round 2. I thought we had one more we're missing there. But I did forget the Celtics. They wrapped up their series yesterday, 120-89 over the Orlando Magic. And again, I don't think that was too big of a surprise. too many people.
With Suggs got hurt, didn't he?
And then
he got hurt, and
you're relying on Banchero, who's a really good player, but the Celtics depth is just way too good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, even with Tatum last year in the playoff runs, he could have some bad games. Didn't matter. You had guys like Al Horford turning it up for you, picking up the slack. And then obviously Jaylen Brown was the real, I think, hero of that entire playoff run. People were even getting to the point to where, well, no, he did win MVP, right? Of the finals
MVP?
Yeah.
I think so.
Because I know Tatum was really gunning for it in that last game, and Tatum played phenomenal to close out in the finals. But it was, again, one of those games where Tatum was really taking advantage of moments where it felt like the team was comfortable in a leading position. He didn't have a big moment to take back the lead.
Who's making the finals this year? Like in your eyes, and NBA like significantly better than I do.
I'm not going to give it to the Cavs yet. Give me Boston. Again, I just think depth-wise, they're solid. Coaching-wise, they're solid.
True.
In the West, I don't feel good at all about the West.
It's fair.
I think whoever comes out of the Denver Nuggets Clippers series is going to go represent in the Western Conference Finals.
Okay.
No matter what. I just think if Jokic is able to take down that Clippers team, who I think is just loaded defensively and, probably the best defense in the entire Western side right now in the NBA playoffs, I think they got a shot. But then the Thunder, I mean, they're ready to punch through. I know it's still a young team. You can't deny that win-loss record. SGA, if you don't think he's the MVP, he's certainly a fair candidate to be runner-up behind Jokic. And again, it's just that depth. Like SGA goes out, not much changes. He's still by far their best player, but the rotation depth they have, and they're young, they're going up and down. It's just going to be, can their defense hold up when the game does slow down a little bit? Like that's the first thing you'll notice watching the playoffs is you're not seeing so many like 125 to 135 point games. It's a lot of teams actually scoring under the hundreds because that defense picks up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Give me, well, actually, would the Nuggets have to play the Thunder to get into? So the Nuggets would have to play the Thunder or the Clippers. Yikes. I might have to circle back on that one. I don't know if they're, give me the Nuggets. We'll give them one more year with Jokic.
Okay.
Making it to the Western Conference Finals. Who comes out? I think you get a rematch between the Nuggets and Timberwolves, which would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
Because Anthony Edwards has utmost respect for the Nuggets for whatever reason. That's the team. And maybe because Jokic is that good, but also talks about being the hardest place to play.
Yeah.
He doesn't say nice things about anybody, but he does say nice things about Jokic. So there is some respect there. But there's also, like, when they play those games, you can tell how badly he wants to dethrone Jokic as being the best player in the NBA. Like, he's still got that with any great player he faces. We'll go Nuggets. Timberwolves, do not run to Warhorse Casino about it. And then in the East, give me the Celtics. And it's going to suck because I think whoever comes out of the West is just going to give it to the Celtics again.
I would not like to see that, but
West cannibalizes itself. I think they're so good, and they get to these game sevens. But we'll see. The Cavaliers could upset the Celtics as well. I mean, Cavaliers' best record in the East by far.
I'd like to see that.
And Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley got Defensive Player of the Year. Another center, good contract. Another JaVale McGee-ish kind of guy. Jarrett Allen, just great defensive ability. And he's still good up and down the court when you need him. So it's going to be a lot of fun. As I said, we got a few more games left for round one. And then before you know it, we'll be talking about round two in the NBA playoffs. But that's going to do it for segment one here of hour two. Don't go anywhere. We'll switch it back. We'll talk some more football on the other side.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at copplecars.com. Stock numbers G1214492, G1877447, and G1965599.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Beer, Wine, and Spirits Festival on Saturday, May 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. with VIP entrance at 3 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of live music and unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, wine, and spirits at Envision Landscapes and Garden Center. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. Tickets are only $25 ahead of time or $30 at the door. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org or on the Main Street Beatrice Facebook page today.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Segment number 3. Harrison Arens on the ones and twos. We got Jackson Kleinschmidt to my left joining me for hour number 2. We got a few more segments left before we wrap things up for tonight. Jackson, let's do a little bit of game here. We did it with the Mornay Pearsonell, but of course, that wasn't live on the Brick and Mortar as we had the Royals on. So if you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. That's fun. It's off season. We've got plenty of things to speculate about, and one of those things is Husker football. and in particular Big Ten football. 247 as usually. Post spring ball, it's not just 247 on 3. I'm sure they have something like that as well. But they put a list out of the Big Ten teams, how they think they're going to place come the end of the regular season. And I just want to go through the list with you.
It's like a power rankings.
It is exactly that.
Okay.
It's a power rankings. And this computer might want to shut down on me, but we'll get through it nonetheless. But I do know at dead last, and you just tell me if you think it's right or wrong. Purdue, new head coach. I think it is Barry Odom.
I think that's kind of fair. I think that's. I mean, it's either them or Northwestern. So I think it's decently fair.
Okay.
New head coach. That's I guess that's kind of fair.
I think it's totally fair.
They lost a pretty.
They were dead last in the Big Ten. They got a new
portal.
head coach. Not a lot of players.
Yeah.
They've gotten a little bit, but
That's
not a lot.
fair.
17 Northwestern Wildcats.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is their
right
field going to
above
be
them.
done? They had a crazy, almost like a home field advantage. They were right on the lake right there. It looked freezing. Anytime you watch the Northwestern home game,
No,
I was
saw
watching them
that.
in Duke early in the year. I was like, oh, it looks miserable out there in Northwestern.
It's like waterfront, like,
and the wind's just ripping right off.
I don't know if the stadium will be done. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That's like I said. That's like either Northwestern or Purdue at the bottom. So
Yeah, interchangeable.
Interchange them. So
I mean, hopefully they got that stadium done. That cannot be fun for the fan base, just taking that wind right off the lake like that. 16, they got the Maryland Terrapins.
Okay, it's fair.
Yeah, Mike Lockley, he's been there.
Do they still have Tonga Viola to his brother?
I don't think they do.
Or did he graduate?
I think he's done.
Or did he transfer? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they don't
This
have
is the
him,
only
though.
player I knew from there.
UCLA
to be
Bruins,
honest.
15.
Fair. I think it's
They're interesting. Deshaun Foster,
That
year
is
2,
interesting.
but you lost Eric Bieniemy. How big of a part for me? The question is, how good was Eric Bieniemy for that offense? Because he ripped Nebraska's defense apart.
It's true.
He took advantage of that 3-3-5. And yes, you can say we had bad tackling that game, but Eric Bieniemy's plan. I think UCLA's offense was very up and down, but when the game plan was right, did a lot with not a lot of talent. Like the defense of UCLA.
I don't know. We're putting Washington above UCLA, right?
I think you'll be surprised where they land. 14, Wisconsin Badgers.
Again, we're putting Washington up. Okay. I mean, they're definitely on the decline in terms of Big Ten teams, but we're putting Washington. Like I figured Washington would be one of these next teams up, but okay.
Well, let me set the play for you on why Wisconsin at 14 might make sense. Their schedule.
Yeah, what's their schedule? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know that.
Damn nightmare.
What's
It
their-
is the opposite of what Illinois
What's
has
their
this year.
non-conference? They probably.
We're just gonna go through it. And you count the wins and tell me if they go bowling, because I
Okay.
don't even think they go bowling next
Okay.
year again. Middle Tennessee, or excuse me, Miami, Ohio.
That's a one.
Middle Tennessee.
That's a one.
On the road, Bama.
Oh man. Oh, poor guys. Yeah, it's a loss.
At home, Maryland.
They could win that.
Okay, so we got 3 wins. On the road, Michigan.
You're losing.
Okay, so still 3 wins. At home, Iowa.
You're losing.
Yeah, the Iowa dropped 40 on them last year. At home, Ohio State.
You're losing.
On the road, Oregon.
Yeah, you're losing.
Oof. At home, Washington.
I think you could beat Washington. I don't know. Maybe I still think Washington's that good.
I think you can beat Washington, but
You can beat
I'm going to
Washington.
say probably a good chance for a loss because you're coming off of Michigan, Iowa,
It's fair.
Ohio
Yeah,
State,
you're coming out with a lot of losses.
Oregon. Maybe it's time. Even
Or
if,
it sharpens up your play.
maybe we'll just give it to them because we feel nice. So that puts them at 4.
Yeah, sure.
We're being generous. On the road, Indiana.
No.
Loss. Okay, so they still got 4 wins. I talked about Illinois. We went through the schedule. At home, Illinois.
No.
Loss. We're still at 4 wins. On the road, Minnesota.
No.
That's a 4-win season for the Badgers.
Isn't that the Paul Bunyan game or whatever?
Yeah, the Paul Bunyan next.
Yeah, they're winning that. Yeah, no. Yeah, come
Even
on.
if they do, that's
well,
5
Minnesota's
wins.
winning that. That's what I'm saying. Minnesota's winning that. That's what I meant to say.
So now you see 14.
Okay,
Maybe it's
that's
not
fair.
so
that's
much
fair.
Wisconsin.
But still, I don't know. Maybe I'm a Washington hater. Maybe I don't know ball when it comes to Washington. But I figured they'd be down here.
I think it's just entirely fact on like their schedule.
That's totally
Because when
fair.
you're going, I mean, it's the end of the year. It's not. You got, especially when you're looking at like Big Ten standings. That Big Ten
I
schedule.
still got that running back though over there in Wisconsin. He's good. But hey, I couldn't tell you who the quarterback is.
Who was it that tore us up last year? He played phenomenal against us. We'll move on though, because I think 14 is actually safe. And there goes my page. All right. We got to restart on the computer here.
Oh,
untimely. 13 Rutgers.
Auto boot. 13 Rutgers. That's fair. That's fair. Common on guys gone. You still get Kalik Manis.
That's who it was.
Back for a season over there in where's Rutgers? New York? Yeah, I think so. New Jersey.
New Jersey.
So yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair judgment. Middle of the pack.
Okay, well I pulled this up. Who do you think should be next? And you just kind of go on your own and we'll compare it.
Washington. Washington's got to be I was gonna say that until they come. I don't know. Washington or USC? I don't know. Maybe USC's better than I'm giving them credit for.
Okay, for the sake of the technical issues, we're just gonna go by heart now because I think the real shock factor I wanted to get to was number one, and we'll talk about it because I remember who they had, and then Wisconsin being all the way down there at 14. Because a lot of people are gonna see Wisconsin and be like, "That's outrageous."
I actually could probably guess who their number one is.
Take a swing at it. We'll jump ahead.
It's supposed to be Ohio State, but they put Penn State.
It is Penn State indeed.
Just makes sense. That just makes sense.
I still don't agree with that. Like, I get it. You know, they've lost a lot, especially in the trenches. Penn State's bringing back a lot, but I always going to give it to the championship team, especially Ohio State.
Until you knock them off, they should stay at the top. That's how I've always felt. Like when Michigan, even though obviously they didn't, put up a good enough season after winning the national championship, I think they should have started the season number one. That's just how I am.
I agree.
Personally,
maybe Chip Kelly weighed a lot in that too, as to whoever was weighing this out. Like him leaving, he's now a Raider, right? Yeah, he's down there with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith and that whole crew, and Ashton Genty as well. Raiders going to be fun.
I'm going to pull up this list.
On a side note, yeah, as Mike Peters rebooting here. But I'll just keep going in order here on what I think it probably should be.
So we're at what?
We were at 13.
Rutgers, so then 12 is MSU.
You got the list on you?
Yeah, 12 is MSU. I have it. 12 is MSU. That's okay. Okay. Nick Marsh, though. I like Nick Marsh. Nick Marsh is good. That's fair. A fair judgment. I mean, come on. Where's Washington? Oh, there they are. 11, Washington.
What was their?
Do I not know enough about Washington? I must not know ball.
They were 2-9 in Big Ten last year.
They might have a good schedule. I don't know. What did they say here? A host of experience. Second year head coach. I don't know.
I don't really see it. I'm missing something with Wisconsin for them to shoot up as high as they did last year. Like I said, conference overall, or excuse me, I was wrong. This can't be. This got to be basketball rankings. This doesn't seem right. I know in football though, they were pretty much towards the bottom. Who's next on that list?
It is Minnesota, the Golden Gophers. Surprising. Figure they would have cracked the top 10. I mean, well, I guess they're technically still top 10. They're just 10.
They're always just a right in the middle of the pack team.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, he's had the bow has been rowing, but it's been pretty stagnant.
Gotta tell you what, PJ Fleck, love him.
Okay, so here we have it. Last year, Washington in conference play was 4-5. Middle of the pack.
I guess that's not as bad as I thought they were.
Overall record was 6-7, just enough to go bowling. And they lost the bowl game, obviously. So I mean, it's about middle of the pack. And when you look at some of the teams behind him, you can kind of make sense of it. Let's move on here. We got about 5 minutes left.
Okay. We got Iowa.
I'd go higher. Whatever you think
I'd
about
probably
Iowa.
put him higher. I don't like him. I really don't. I don't like him at all. But I'd probably put him higher.
They still won 8 games last year. Usually it's 9, but it's always a pretty solid team out there.
It's fair. Then we got USC after that. Okay. It's fair.
Yeah,
okay, whatever.
USC middle of the pack last year.
I don't know.
7-6 conference record, above 500.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, 4-5 just below. They were 7-6 overall record.
At 7, we got the Skurs, Nebraska.
Is that too high, or does that feel about right
Feels
for this program's trajectory?
Feels a little high.
It scares me. You see Nebraska
it's
up there,
scary high.
and if I look back last year, Nebraska was about in that same position and didn't quite live up to it.
We're above 2 teams that we're actually above a few teams that beat us. So this year, so we'll see.
It's that engagement. We're good for it.
Prove them right, man.
Number 6. Who do we got?
Indiana. That's fair. I mean, they made the playoff last year, but you don't know what's going to happen this year. Second year.
His track record again, I just goes back to like he never has a year where he wins, and then the next year he goes backwards.
It's Kurt Cignetti. I mean, I know I've got JMU fans in my family, so they know that man pretty well. After that, it's Michigan. Surprisingly, I don't know.
I like Michigan a lot. I feel like Michigan's actually poised. They
balled out in the Reliant Quest Bowl.
Yeah, Alabama. Get out. They beat Ohio State and Alabama at the end of the year.
It's fun to watch. There was a lot of Michigan fans at that game.
They were feeling good about themselves again.
I was with a bunch of Bama.
You got Ohio State. You're like, okay. I know the season wasn't great, but we'll go into a bowl game feeling good about it. I mean, once you
the end of the season beating Ohio State and then Bama. I mean, you gotta feel good about that. And they got the number 1 overall recruit in the country, Bryce Underwood, even though he didn't have a very good spring game, but those don't always prove everything. So we'll see there. I mean, that's fair. Then Illinois, high up on this list. I mean, that's fair. We went through the schedule. It makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect sense.
That's why I want to go through Wisconsin.
They got Luke Altmaier. He's probably one of the best returning quarterbacks in the country.
One of the best dual threats. Certainly within the Big Ten, he's going to be one of the best dual threat quarterbacks.
Then it's Oregon. Then it's Ohio State. Then it's Penn State. So, yeah, the top 3 makes sense. I would have put Ohio State number 1, then Penn State, then Oregon. But that's me. So
it's going to be fun. The only ones I have real problems with is I do think maybe Washington's a little bit too high. Michigan State being
MSU's a little high.
Ahead of, I think Rutgers was 13.
Yeah, I would have put Rutgers above Michigan State and Washington.
That defense is still good.
And probably Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they might have been, but I don't know.
How long do you think if Luke Fickell, because he got another year extension, and maybe they've read the tea leaves.
I think he's got 2 years. If it's the same old, they'll get rid of him.
That's the tough part with that schedule. I don't know if Nebraska had that schedule. I'd say we barely go bowling.
It's fair.
Realistically, he's going to get a lot of heat because unless they do something, which I'm just not expecting at all, and have some major upsets, whether that's beating an Alabama and Oregon and Ohio State and Michigan, it is a gauntlet for those guys. And if they take another losing season, I think they'll be smart. The GM season schedule too. They'll probably keep him around. And if that year after this one, you have another year where you just go bowling or you're short of bowling, there's no way to keep him around. And that contract goes, I think, all the way through 2031. I think they said 32.
Gosh.
It's a long contract.
That's crazy.
And we are back on the video now. Let's just clarify that before we get out of here. And then we'll throw it to segment number 3. But his contract, because they threw him a 1 year at the end there. So it was initially set for 7 years. Yeah. 7-year contract.
Crazy
and they tacked on year 8 for him.
I wanted Nebraska to get him when he was out there. I actually did.
Out of Cincinnati, it made sense at the time. I
was either him or Leopold from KU. I thought we were going to go get. Then we got Matt Rule. Hey, I'm thankful. Very thankful.
I think we all are.
I'm so thankful.
We'll really find out how thankful we are come fall. But we got to throw the break here. Don't go anywhere. Me and Jackson will keep it solo here. While Duo here do the last hour of Ticket Weeknights.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rush into your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Billy Currington is back on tour. Friday, June 13th, Pinewood Bowl Theater at Lincoln's Pioneer Park. Live in concert. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends. Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. A final segment here, and we'll go a little bit all over the place with USHL, and also we'll shout out Nebraska baseball as they had a huge win over Kansas State the other day, well, yesterday as well. But first, USHL, Lincoln Stars, not a good one for them in Waterloo today.
5-0. Drop it, and the series lead goes to Waterloo. Has a chance to finish it out on Friday. So,
yeah, and it's, I'm not terribly surprised if anybody got to see the first game. Waterloo's a good team.
Oh, they're good.
I mean, they put up 3 goals within the first, 3 minutes of the second period on that first home meeting between the Stars. Stars come back. They get a huge lead in game 2, but Waterloo actually climbs back. I think they win it. What was it, 4-5 or 3-4? They only win it by 1 goal.
Yeah, it was close there. They get a goal within the last 2 minutes of that game, and it was a close call there. And yeah. So they able to hold on though, and they tie it 1-1. But unfortunately, up on the road, Waterloo, we were talking a little bit off air, that rink is so much bigger. Yeah, I didn't really know that until you said that. So
it's a little bit like baseball. I mean, maybe not the same because there are rules and regulations
I get what
to
you're
the
saying,
rinks.
though.
But you're going to have certain teams, like if you're Waterloo and what I saw in that game one, they seem to have the speed. And when you're playing on a rink that big, it's just going to help them a lot of favors. So, you can call it a good home ice advantage the same way the Nuggets have a really good home court advantage. Theirs is the altitude for the Waterloo. It's their rink size. I know it's essentially, I think it's a college size rink. So it's just got a lot more room than what the Stars are used to playing in. And we got the speed. You're going to do well with it.
It's an advantage that they got a chance to close it out on Friday. So
they got a chance. But best case scenario is if they don't and the Stars hold on, they get that game back home on Saturday.
They do.
So keep an eye out for Lincoln Stars. Big year for them. They won the Anderson Cup, the best regular season. So in the USHL in both conferences, they win that award. I also think it either tied or best season in Stars history as well under head coach Rocky Russo. Prowse was also USHL all first team. So a lot of good things, and they're still in the fight, but things are looking a little bit shaky as they drop this one to Waterloo, now being down in the series with another game on the road coming up. In other news, Husker baseball, big win, Kansas State. They only got Purdue left, and I believe I think it might be Michigan and Purdue for some home series left. Basically, the question is, can they get hot enough to get into the Big Ten tournament? Right now, they're just sitting inside.
These Big Ten games are going to be huge for them. They got to win. They got to win these Big Ten games. That's what's important right now, to win these conference games. That's where they have been. That's where they've struggled the most there this season in conference play. So they need these last couple conference series and games, and that hopefully they make the tournament.
Because right now, I'll pull up what they have for Big Ten. So they're on a nice little tear right now. Again, it really popped off. They beat Maryland 7-2, but then they beat them on that last day at Maryland 21-5. But then they get a big win over Kansas State 7-6 walk off. They run into at the very end there. So they do got 3 more. Apologies. Minnesota, then they get another one versus Creighton non-con game, and then another 3-game series, Michigan, and then they're back on the road for Purdue to close it out. So on the bright side, you got some weaker Big Ten baseball schools. And everyone they're playing right now, 2 out of the 3 they're playing right now are below them in conference play. So they got to take care of business there and really make sure they can solidify themselves. If they take care of Minnesota at Purdue, they can stiff arm their way in.
Yeah.
They drop one of those, all of a sudden they might be on the outside.
It'd be interesting to see the reigning Big Ten tournament champs miss the tournament. It's just a little interesting.
It's Big Ten baseball in a nutshell. There's not a lot of consistency there.
True.
Like last year, Penn State was who we played in the championship game. Penn State just barely made it.
It's crazy.
That's not just the Big Ten, but the Big Ten in particular really hasn't had any juggernaut that since I can even remember watching Big Ten baseball. Nebraska felt like they had the opportunity to take that this year. Unfortunately, a really good start and then a choppy middle part of the season, and now they're picking it back up. But like I said, in baseball in particular, it's really about who can get hot when and can you do it at the right time. And right now, the bats are swinging. Like they're putting up runs. That 21 to Maryland was a relief. The pitching is probably going to be the biggest question. Close this one out. Can you keep people off the board? So with that being said, appreciate you guys hanging out with us all for 2 hours. Me and Jackson wrapping it up here. Everybody listening, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. We'll be back here again tomorrow, but be sure to tune in 6 a.m. tomorrow. Early break. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Bush. They're great as always. They'll talk to you then.